What's up, Internet? Welcome to Riven. Obviously, this is coming after the Myst playthrough that I just did, which was extremely well received. So thank you if you're coming from that, watching this playthrough, which is obviously the sequel to Myst. If you're new to the channel, hello. We play almost exclusively puzzle and detective games here. And Riven has been on my list for a while, same as Myst. I just played Myst for the first time ever, so that was a blind playthrough that I just got finished doing. And if you're curious about that and didn't catch that, you can check that on the channel. No more preamble. I don't know much about Riven. I knew a little bit more about Myst just because of its like status in the puzzle game community. I mean, it basically created many of my favorite games ever made. Like, it was the inspiration point. Riven, though, I know a lot less about. I don't know if it's harder. I don't know if it's even follows the same structure as Myst. No clue. So, only one way to find out. Let's click that new game button, shall we? Many ages, infinite truths. An old Denis proverb. Hello. Oh, we have our big annoying cursor in the front, in the center. I'll fix that.
Thank God you've returned.
Hmm.
I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know, but I'm afraid there's no time to explain. Most of what you'll need to know is in here. And for reasons you will discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny, but it's actually a one-person prison. It's the only way to capture Gehn. Here. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me. There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from. Until we meet again. Take care, my friend.
Okay, so he said a couple interesting things there. Before we go any further, ooh, and I can walk around this space a little bit. This must be the Denis age where we spawned the last time. So yeah, this is a sequel. So I'm gonna also be referencing things that we found out in the Myst playthrough, and because we played the Myst like remake and we're playing the Riven remake, there might be things that are like directly connected between the two, that they added knowing that you might play both. So just as a heads up, if you don't want to get spoiled, I guess, please go check out that playthrough or play for yourself. Play both games for yourself. So the end of the Myst playthrough, we found out that there's, I guess it's pronounced Gehn, which is Atrus, who's the person who was just here. It's his father who's imprisoned in Riven. I guess Catherine is kidnapped somehow. That's new information. We didn't know that, which is interesting. So we're trying to save Catherine and capture Gehn, who is trapped in Riven, but unknowingly. We don't know if it worked or something like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Can I change? I can't change the cursor yet. So let's get into the game and then we shall do that. And we have what is a trapped linking book, it seems. Oh. Title drop. Exciting. I'm excited to see kind of what kind of puzzles they dream up. Some of the stuff in Myst was like, I don't want to say basic because it's tough, because any game that's like it's like calling the original Super Mario Brothers basic. Like, yes, of course it is, but it was a instrumental in making the remainder of platformers that ever came out after that. So I feel the same way about Myst, that some of the puzzles are a little bit like obvious or easy, but I think that balanced out with some of the more technical or crazy puzzles. The one with the mechanical age was definitely one of those. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, this is already a little bit more detailed. Okay, we're trapped in a cage. Uh-oh. Who are you? Whoa, I wasn't expecting NPCs and characters. I guess I should have, right? Hello? Hold on, I'm gonna try to turn on audio. How about interface, sound, context? No, we want dialogue subtitles on. And then we want, let's see. Where is the hand cursor? Off. There we go. Is he saying? Hmm. Idiot. Okay, so we're immediately in a more hostile place. Oh. Hostile place with characters. We're just fully trapped here. We cannot do anything. Okay. Is that Catherine? Hmm. Oh, I see. This might have been a trap for anybody who used the book. That's interesting. Because, right, you always spawn in the same place with the blinking book, so maybe they knew that someone would be here. All right, the first step is not always simple is the name of the achievement. Take your first steps on the Age of Riven. Cool stuff. Okay, so I do see the symbol on the bottom. Let me see. Is this running the way I want it to? I didn't get a chance to actually test it in the game, so let's just take the graphics down for a second. Okay, I think I've dialed in settings. Ooh, press the tab key on your keyboard to open or close your satchel. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, we have a lot more things going on here. All right, so I guess we should read the book, but let's just take a look around immediately first. Can I? So obviously I can't pull that because it was piked. We have something written in the language. There's a lot more here. It seems like I could be wrong here, but because the game is, well, I guess because the first game was called Myst doesn't mean we stayed on Myst, but it looks just based on original expectations that it looks like each of our, what we had before, which were the different books, might just be different islands. Oh, look at that. That might have been our mysterious stranger. Also, that... Oh. Huh. Discover the fate of Gehn's man is the achievement I got there. Yeah, I was going to say, what happened to the body? Because she definitely didn't fully take it out, but you could see the scratch marks on the ground. That's an awesome detail. Look at that. You could tell immediately that that's what happened. So it was dragged and thrown off the side. Cool stuff. Really good. Already on a good start. Okay, so let's read. What seems like June 10th, 1987, but it's not going to be that. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar pattern of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. So this is what is assumingly 6 days later. Revisions to Riven completed. There are still a number of minor adjustments that need to be made, but the basic corrections are in and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible I've made an error, though I've checked my entry against my pre-notation and can find no discrepancy. I haven't slept in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I'm just not seeing it. If the fault is with my foundational assumptions, however, perhaps a short rest I will see something. 2 days later. Success. It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it's impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work, and I should be free, at last, to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. Got it. The past 8 months have left me little time to devise a strategy for getting her out of there. There's been no sign from her in all that time. I only hope that... No, I must assume she's all right, lest my fears undermine my efforts. It almost looks like he was crying. Really, like, some of the details already are really strong. That's storytelling. 6/19, so the next day. I did not create the Age of Riven. Unlike my father, I have never presumed to have such power. And yet, the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable. Oh. Okay, this world is active. Things are happening here. Is this like a volcano? What the hell is steaming up there? I'm going to continue reading the book, but we're going to get away from the from maybe rock slides. Let's see, does it open at the same page? Yes. Before it turns, let's read that again. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable, and I would like to believe that I have saved a dying world, but the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. I must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. The problem now is Gehn. I'll never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he is still the man he used to be. I haven't seen him in over 30 years, but given his history, I must assume that he's still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Denis civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in his wake, a pattern that would no doubt continue if he were to ever escape the confines of Riven. For more than 3 decades now, the universe has been safe from his corruptive influence because no one has been able to leave that ill-fated age, the last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the star fissure upon my return to Myst. That was our intention, to maroon my father on Riven by removing all the existing links to other worlds. And since the libraries containing the vast and intricate knowledge needed to construct linking books remained largely confined to the ruins of Denis, he would be trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime, and effectively segregated from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. This is what we achieved, but the way it fell, it was no one's ideal. And although the sting of it has gradually faded over the years, the deep pain of the responsibility for what actually came to pass has never left me. At the time, it all seemed so clear. Gehn's destructive path could not be allowed to continue, but it was never my wish that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the ones, okay, it's like bleeding, would be the ones to have to pay for it. But enough! To dwell in the past is to die in the present, and the situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I've acquired since that time has yet to be factored into the equation. The next day, I think I have a solution for rescuing Catherine. Why it did not occur to me sooner I do not know, unless the thought had been pushed out with the memory of my sons. A prison book. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Denis, I chanced upon a formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, as my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I had to leave it behind. Years later, however, as part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find I could still recall most of the formula, and with little experimentation, quickly succeeded in creating one of those devices myself. This is now highlighted. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text, but slightly, a normal linking book's connection can be partially severed, such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link, unless someone else then uses the book, at which point that person becomes trapped and the first person displaced back into the world. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the text being so slight that anyone who's unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. Okay. If my father is indeed unchanged, what better bait could there be than a book that appeared to be a link back here to Denis? We're now, like a week or two later. Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's conditions have revealed that the tremors have started again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbances are the result of the changes I have made. Okay, so we see the tremors. This did not, at first, concern me. Tremors of this type were one of the possible side effects I'd anticipated during the initial phase of the island's readjustment. But in order to verify my assumptions, I recalculated, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extensive than I'd realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. Next day, I must act while I have the time. The signs are as yet barely visible, but there's no question that the island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent unless I can keep ahead of it, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do. 2 days later, with every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of the incredible chaos that my father's shortcuts have yielded, but it's a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no good end to this. The last few days have convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable, and that, at best, I can only strive to delay it in the hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. A couple days later, I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. Okay, like a week later, something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has found my lost Myst linking book and freed me from this prison. Okay, so this is the day that we've succeeded at Myst. That's awesome. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe that my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the fact that it may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven while also proceeding with my original intent to find Catherine has renewed my hopes. The last few days have left me with little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once not my father, Gehn, had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and thereby risk the possibility of inadvertently freeing him. The deteriorated state of the gateway image would seem to make the use of a visual signal impossible, yet the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition nonetheless. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I'm still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur at a fundamental level, and it seems unlikely that an individual would be able to effect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Still, there's a known weakness that may be worth investigating, an unstable anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate realms, the star fissure. But how this feature might be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once signaled, I will have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. Provided my father is safely out of the way, this should take little time. Assuming the island does not incur any serious damage during my absence, I should then be able to return to Kavir, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, and hold it together for long enough for Catherine to evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a specific signal may be simply impossible, but I'm afraid there can only be one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for success will be greatly increased, and the possibility of disaster greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. My father is no doubt expecting me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, yeah, I do like. I did the reading on the last one, and I really did like doing that ahead of time because it gave a lot of context. So that was perfect. That was a perfect amount. Obviously, it's kind of what we said before we started, but we're trying to make sure that we could get Gehn out of the picture, but also new goal: save the islanders here. Save the Rivenites, whatever they're gonna be called. Hello. Ooh. Okay, so we have some image of stars. I have a handle, what looks like here. Maybe that's just so I can lean over. I'm assuming this looks like something we'll see multiple of. You see some of these on like beaches sometimes. Okay. This is not gonna move. Okay. We're just gonna play with some stuff. Let's see. I don't even know how big this is, and honestly, I don't want to go too long on episodes just because you know, we've been reading and getting the story so much in this first pass. All right, yeah, let's hold off on going up there. Let's explore this part of this island for first. So let's take everything into consideration. Okay? It is still the same button combos, which is good. Okay, so zooming in. So we have a little bit of decaling work here, a little bit more detailed than the last time. Let's see, what do we got here? More stars. Okay, we have we have a handle that just broke off, which I can't pick up. I cannot pick it up. So, assumedly, I have to fix that, or there's another way to do whatever this thing actually physically does. All right, we have what looks like a control panel, a very old one at that. This looks like almost a ladder, but I know it's not. I don't know what this could possibly do. But alright, let's keep going. Okay, so we have a walkway down here, but not much else past that. Alright, that makes sense. Alright, let's explore a little bit more. I see the pipes that are going up there. We will investigate that. So there's a pipe that goes to this machine, of which I can't seem to do almost anything yet, but let's look around everything first before we before we make any judgment calls on that. Okay. Up these nice carved stairs we go. Press the escape button to open on your keyboard to open your menu. Okay, so we have multiple ways we can go here. We could go in here, we could go down the stairs, or we could go to the next island. Let's go in here first, because this looks like... Holy shit. Okay. Hello. We have a scarab with a pull... I don't know what I'm seeing here, but we're going to take a picture. Okay, so I could look through. This is the symbol that was on the original spawn point. Let's look at all of these first. So this is like, oh, this is interesting. It's treating the linking books like a religion. It's very faith-based in nature. Is this how the original linking books came to pass? Is that what it's trying to indicate? Interesting that I can look through these windows. There's a lot more interactable this time, it seems. Ooh, that's the one from the key art. This is this building. This gold thing. If it's that way, I shouldn't have been able to see that from outside. Oh, I guess I did. Yeah, look at that. That's so funny. I didn't even clock that. All right, cool. So that's that. I do have my notebook from the last time. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at this really quick. So we have almost like some sort of religious holier figure. They're writing in the book, and like almost godlike everything is coming out of the book. So they're writing the world into existence, basically, is what's being indicated there. And then someone brings the book. Everybody is praying to the book. There's chopped down trees. This almost looks evil in nature. It's like mechanisms are chopping down the trees, and it's creating the books. Okay, so this is our religious figure. It's almost like trapping someone with a book. And then we have almost looks like a council. Huh. Okay. So there's an element of culture here, which is gonna be interesting to figure out. What does this do? Oh. Oh, I didn't even notice the ceiling. I should look up more. Oh, wow. Okay. I see. So here, what we're going to be able to... So there's four sides of the room. What we're going to be able to do is rotate the room and have our way in from multiple directions. I wonder, can we walk in there, though? Are we going to be able to press the button and immediately walk in? No, it's holding me back until it settles, so that's not going to happen. It's mighty slow, but that is perfectly fine. Until it's not. I did, in between finishing Myst and starting this, I did do as many of the achievements as I could. Yeah, look, we got some stars up there, too. I did as many of the sillier achievements as I could of the original Myst. Or, I guess, Myst Remake. And, there's one that you have to beat the game in 2 minutes, and that was... I had one or two attempts at that one because it was a hell of an ask. Okay, so we have a lock with like a star-shaped key. Okay. Oh, and that's it. The pathway that I saw before, I'd have to go lower to be able to achieve. Okay. Really interesting. Okay. And then I'm assuming I can't press the button from in here. No, it's not going to let me. I'm going to have to press it from out here. This won't let me open this up. There's not a path here, but there is a button here. That's good to know. I wonder, is there a place I should put this room? Should I set this in a direction? I'm going to hold off on doing anything drastic for now, and we're going to just transition to our next island. Beautiful. I really do love the art style. It's like the realistic, but kind of like still fantastical, right? I don't know why this is exactly what I'm thinking of, but it almost gives me like Princess Bride is the art style for these games. Wow, so much more involved. This is cool. Okay, so we have inscriptions inside this wall here. This looks like a door that's going to open up. We have lamps. A bountiful harvest. Another instance of a star symbol. A lot of stars. Yeah, we have stars kind of everywhere. Stars in this main symbol, stars in the thing. Unfortunately, this doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Yeah, even the decals on the pillars. Huh. Also, it feels like my frame rate is not cooperating, so let me know if it's too distracting with how it's reacting. I think I might just try to turn it down. I'll do this off camera, but yeah, I don't want to fiddle with that too much now. So it seems like, unless I'm missing a note like I did on the last... So, I missed the note that that you have to start the game with on Myst, so I want to try to be a little bit more careful now, knowing that there's some maybe hard to reach things like this. I didn't even notice this. Don't know what that is. So we have a constellation of something in there. We can't get up to that top part yet, it seems. Yeah, and then we have a door down here, which is about... There's a lot of doors. Interesting amount of doors. I'm assuming nothing in here or nothing around it. Yeah. No, that's not a... Okay, there's no lever there. Alright, great. I mean... Okay, so I'm assuming that I'm going to have to do something with this bug room. Let's just test this one more time. I can't... No, if I'm turning it, I cannot walk in here. So if I turn it that way, it's now facing what we'll say just for now is south. Yeah, nothing to do with this. How about, let's try it again. And there's nothing missing inside of it, it seems. And I suppose we could check down here, but this is too low. The room is up here. It'd be great to see a key. That would be what would make it here. We have like a throwing star? What is this? So the door's moved. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, no, this is... Oh, there's two doors. So, right. This was the door I went in before. This side was here. And I walked in. And this side was here. Yes. Okay. So I suppose we just have to figure out how to lift the gate. Can I press the button from beyond? I'm assuming no. And then what can I see this way? Yeah, it seems like there's a button everywhere. Sure. Oh, yeah, and that's the other side of that door. Down there. So if I can get the key, I can access... That might be what I have to do. I might have to get the key so that way I have another entrance so that way this isn't the only way I'm coming in. Because currently the two ways I'm going are blocked off. But if I can get in from this way, then we're fine. And again, I'm assuming I cannot just... Yeah, I can't... Despite how ridiculous it is, I cannot walk in there while... So I'm now looking for a key. I'm looking for that 5-star sided key. And it might even be in that room, but there's only one way to find out. Let's take another look and then we'll call it for an episode for today. Don't miss a single thing. This room is too big down here to not have anything. Can I close this behind me? No, doesn't seem like it. Anything on these pillars? I'm clicking, but it's not doing anything. Is there a button or something I can use? This is such a weird room because there's nothing I'm seeing here. Nothing here either, right? Yeah. And I didn't pick up something and didn't realize it, right? Yeah, no. Okay. Alright, we're going back. Let's look in here one more time. The only other thing I can think of is there an order in which to pull the scarabs that will unlock a door? I think that's possible. So that's our first one, right? If we go off the order we have here, I'm assuming the next one is it? Wouldn't it just be in order? Wouldn't it just be this? Oh, discover the story of Gehn told through art. Oh, why didn't we get that before? Well, that is Gehn. That's good to know. Oh, so they is the word proselytize? That sounds wrong. They make it so that way he's a god. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm not seeing a key anywhere here. It would kind of defeat the purpose if the key was in here, though. Wouldn't it? Because it'd be so obviously and easy. Unless it's hidden in here. Yeah, I don't see anything. Now let's try... Oh. Is the body gone? It is. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't anticipate that. I thought that body was just going to be there the whole time. That's crazy. Okay. So we have whatever that is. We have whatever this is going to be. I'm looking for a key. Can I somehow make this operate? This looks so old that there's no way, but... Yeah, there's nothing clicking here. Ooh, I don't know. Wow. Okay, we're already kind of stumped. I'm in an interesting position here because I don't really know what the game expects from. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, interesting. Look, the thing that was used to stop the thing is the same shape as the thing in the door down here. So it's the same presence. It's this thing. I think that's what's also stopping that lever. Ooh. That's hilarious. I love that. That's such a good idea that you don't actually even need the key. That's so funny. Cool. Okay, so exactly what I said is going to happen the next time. We're gonna call it here though, just because we don't want these episodes to be too long. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see any future episodes, because of course you do. We're at the start of the series. We have so much more to go, and I'm excited to share it all with you. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and if you're still catching up or want to catch any of the other games that we're playing, you can check those playlists out on the channel, as I said before. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.